The Kalahari is a land without respite, a vast ecosystem in southern Africa where the horizon dissolves beneath an immense sky, and the hot air distorts the shapes of distant trees. Every creature inhabiting these sands is the product of millions of years of evolution, forced to adapt or vanish. This sprawling desert grants no second chances. Survival depends not on luck but on skill and strategy, with only the toughest, best adapted, and most instinct-honed managing the daily dangers. Antelope and gazelles rely on powerful hind legs, sharp horns, and precise maneuvers to tire the hunters that pursue them relentlessly, engaging in a contest of endurance where failure means death. Threats here are not always lions or cheetahs. A misstep on loose sand can betray a position, a thorny bush can snag fleeing legs, and a stumble near a burrow can lead to an ambush. In this perilous land, zebras move in herds to graze the plains, yet lions silently stalk them, crafting strategies for the hunt. When they strike, the silence shatters. Zebras stampede in panic, and one is brought down as others pounce to end its struggle, the victors snarling over the choicest parts while the weakest eat last. Such scenes define the Kalahari, where hunting is brutal and survival as unforgiving as the climate. The lions here are adapted to extreme conditions with lighter coats to endure the heat, though this leaves them vulnerable to scars in territorial fights. Built for ambush rather than pursuit, they hunt with precision and conserve energy. Within the pride, tension is constant, with dominant males asserting control in hunts and territory defense, while younger lions challenge them for rights to hunt, mate, and secure their place. These clashes pass knowledge to the next generation, strengthening the pride. Competition extends beyond the pride, with leopards and hyenas posing constant threats, ready to steal kills. In this shifting balance of power, vigilance never ceases, and the hierarchy can change in a moment. While night hunts in the cooler hours remain one of their most vital survival strategies, cooler temperatures allow Kalahari lions' bodies to function more efficiently, and their keen night vision enables them to track prey in darkness. This nocturnal behavior is both an adaptation to the desert and a strategy to avoid other predators and competitors that hunt during the heat of the day. As cooperative hunters, lions can better organize at night for a successful collective hunt, making darkness an ally. Their adaptation to the thermal cycle and preference for night hunting equips Kalahari lions more effectively than many other lion populations in milder environments. In this desert, water is scarce, more a luxury than a certainty, with erratic rains forcing lions to endure constant dehydration. Survival here requires not only endurance but clever behavior, as blood from hunts provides a brief, crucial source of hydration that can mean the difference between life and death. The life of a Kalahari lion is a relentless struggle against both the elements and ever-present threats, with high temperatures, continual hunting, and territorial conflicts leaving little room for recovery. Across the vast savannas, where the wind sweeps the grasses and the sun dominates the sky, cheetahs, unlike creatures of brute force, rely on speed and cunning. Young cheetahs, transitioning between maternal protection and independence, devote themselves to observation, learning, and meticulous preparation. They stay close to their mothers to study movements, developing ambush instincts and practicing sprints, muscle tension, endurance, and patience. Inherited behaviors are passed down through generations, creating an internalized legacy of hunting and strategy. Cheetah cubs watch, imitate, and wait, learning to identify weaker prey and use speed as a lethal weapon. They position themselves strategically, observing adult interactions, hunting dynamics, and timing attacks. As they train their brains, integrate signals from the environment, including wind shifts, prey postures, and distances, making these learned and instinctive behaviors essential for independent hunting. Play, mock chases, and companion games serve as disguised training. For true skill emerges not from the act itself, but from the preparation behind it. Young cheetahs, though lacking the agility and strength of adults, learn the crucial skill of waiting, observing, and striking at the precise moment, understanding that their future depends on how they manage their time and abilities. The Kalahari is not reserved solely for its great felines. A surprisingly formidable competitor exists in the form of the honey badger, whose audacity and bravery make it a rival even for the largest predators. Despite its modest size, the honey badger shows no fear of lions and has even forced these dominant cats to retreat on occasion. Its fierce defensive instincts and nearly inhuman tenacity allow it to survive in a hostile environment, where daily danger is constant. Beyond these confrontations, the honey badger's life is shaped by a relentless search for food, moving independently of the lion's presence. Honey is a prized target, and guided by its keen sense of smell, it raids beehives, enduring stings on its thick protective pelt to access its reward. As the day progresses, the badger traverses the arid landscape with speed and precision, using its evolved senses to detect prey and defend its territory against larger predators. Its audacity, vigilance, and stamina make it a standout survivor in an environment full of competition and threat. When night falls, the badger retreats to its self-dug burrow, a safe refuge for rest and recovery, preparing for another day of tireless struggle. During rare periods of rain, the landscape transforms dramatically. Grasses turn green, new scents fill the air, and herds of herbivores flock to water, closely followed by carnivores seeking an easy feast. Even leopards, normally stealthy hunters, descend to riverbanks where fish trapped in backwaters provide vulnerable prey. In the Kalahari, any environmental change can rapidly shift the dynamics of survival, demanding constant alertness from all its inhabitants. Even the slightest change in the Kalahari can disrupt the natural order and redefine survival rules, although leopards usually avoid other predators. During periods of abundance, they venture beyond their usual ranges, sharing territories and crossing paths with lions, hyenas, and jackals in tense coexistence where every move is measured. These solitary felines use dusk to hunt, taking advantage of lengthening shadows and cooler temperatures. The Kalahari's climate is brutal, and brief rains quickly give way to harsh desert conditions. A lone leopard straying too far may encounter hyenas, opportunistic and always alert, forcing it to defend itself until reinforcements arrive in the form of another leopard drawn by the commotion. While these cats form no firm alliances, instinct guides them to balance the odds. Hesitation by the hyenas provides a moment for both leopards to retreat to denser vegetation, where darkness and uneven ground offer protection. In the Kalahari, confrontations are decided not by courage but by opportunity, calculation, and terrain knowledge. The desert shows no mercy. Survival requires sacrifice, strength, and endurance, and the weak must endure a living hell to reach adulthood. Antelopes, living under herd protection, face constant threat, yet through hardship, they grow large, symmetrical horns, despite lacking their predators' strength, speed, or teeth. Their daily routine begins at dawn, seeking tender grasses with retained moisture while moving in spread-out groups to avoid detection. As the sun rises, herds alternate between shade and clearings where resilient grasses sprout. During mating season, the strongest males claim portions of the territory and gather females, with confrontations rarely lethal but physically taxing, forcing the weaker to wander alone until the next chance. Survival in the Kalahari often depends, not on brute strength but on natural adaptations. The antelope's horns provide defense during predator encounters, and its striped, irregular coat creates optical illusions amid stampedes, blending dozens of moving bodies and making it difficult for predators to target a single individual, a visual trick that increases their chances of escape. In the Kalahari, not all herbivores are easy prey. Behind every light body and vigilant gaze lies a defense honed over centuries of predation. Predators understand this and, before striking, must assess the terrain, calculate the wind, and carefully select the most vulnerable target. Hunting here is not merely an act of hunger but a demanding science refined with every attempt, and, like any art, the stage constantly changes, altering rules and opportunities across each stretch of land. Kalahari terrain is not solely open plains and dry grasslands. It features salt pans, shifting dunes, and the edges of seasonal lagoons that briefly teem with life. Where water lingers, even seals find temporary refuge before the desert reclaims its harshness. Though adapted to the sea, seals struggle on land, moving clumsily and expending great effort to traverse the sand. During the breeding season between November and December, colonies gather on rocky and sandy beaches to give birth and nurse young, leaving pups highly vulnerable. Seal pups only months old are often harassed by predators aware that a momentary lapse in attention can be fatal. When a mother dives in search of food, the unprotected pup can be seized by a patient predator that slips through shadows and drags its prey away from the chaos with no resistance or chance of rescue. How survival works in such a harsh corner of the world, where every lapse carries a price. Other desert dwellers develop different tactics. Kalahari foxes relied on discretion and strategy, using acute hearing to detect subtle movements beneath the sand. They hunt at night, taking advantage of darkness and cooler temperatures, feeding on insects, small reptiles and unwary birds while avoiding jackals and larger predators. Success depends on choosing the precise moment and place, moving swiftly and leaving no trace. Although foxes may form small groups for tasks like protecting pups, most of the time they operate alone, relying on intelligence and skill rather than pack coordination. Their varied diet mainly includes rodents and occasional birds, and they employ stalking techniques, sometimes digging to surprise underground prey. While not always successful, this gives them a significant advantage. Their cunning allows them to survive difficult situations, knowing when to withdraw and avoid danger, fully aware of their limitations against larger, more powerful predators, and relying on speed and cleverness to thrive in a world where every choice can mean life or death. Stealth allows Kalahari foxes to escape along routes inaccessible to other animals, and their ability to blend with the surroundings ensures they remain unnoticed until the last possible moment, a crucial advantage in a land where every choice can determine life or death. Yet even foxes must remain wary, for hunters still more patient and discreet lie in wait. The Kalahari's snakes are invisible predators, requiring no chase to catch their victims. They strike from the ground in silence, waiting until an unwary animal crosses their path. One of the desert's most dangerous, the Kalahari snake carries venom capable of killing an adult tiger in a single dose. Even the briefest lapse in attention can leave a body motionless on the sand, unclaimed by any scavenger like the fox. This reptile is cunning, able to devise precise hunting strategies. It follows tracks using its bifid tongue and acute sense of smell, processing scent particles with a specialized organ to locate prey even while remaining hidden. Once it identifies a burrow regularly used by a rodent, the snake glides forward, slowly, motionless for hours if needed, body perfectly camouflaged except for its flicking tongue and fixed eyes. When the rodent ventures out, confident in the stillness of the landscape, the ambush is triggered with astonishing speed. The snake injects lethal neurotoxin before the prey can react. No chase, no struggle, only a fatal miscalculation on the part of the rodent. Hungry and voracious, the snake must feed often. Nearby, a band of meerkats scans the horizon warily, sensing threats invisible to most creatures. These highly social animals live in groups of 3 to 30, with each member's role clearly defined. Sentinels remain on constant watch, emitting shrill whistles to signal danger, prompting all others to retreat swiftly into burrows. Their communication extends beyond alarm calls, including complex vocalizations for coordinating hunts and maintaining group cohesion. Hunting collaboratively, meerkats encircle areas in search of insects and small reptiles, using teamwork to flush prey from hiding, relying on speed, surprise, and precise coordination. From a distance, the snake observes, calculating, patient, and hungry. As a cold-blooded reptile, its metabolism depends on ambient temperature, making its activity and feeding patterns intimately tied to the shifting conditions of the desert. Their activity drops sharply, and their hunting becomes less frequent. However, when the desert heat stirs them, the snake turns into an insatiable hunter ready to seize any opportunity. The numerous tracks left by dozens of meerkats clearly mark the path the snake must follow to reach a burrow. Yet its presence is quickly revealed by one of the rodents, who signals its companions. Instantly, they form an alert structure, with each member performing a specific role. Some remain on watch scanning the horizon, while others scatter to find escape routes. Those that stay emit sharp alarm calls warning everyone of danger, while the fastest dive beneath roots or into cracks in the sand. Confronted with this, the snake surrenders, its hunt over before it begins. Wasting no time, it turns to other prey. The meerkats no longer sense danger, and life returns to normal. The group resumes its routine of vigilance, foraging, and play. Burrows are reoccupied, and pups poke their snouts out, confident the threat has passed. Danger is constant, yet calm persists daily. Meerkats spend much of their time searching for small invertebrates, scorpions, and roots, while at least one adult stands upright, scanning the horizon. Their social organization enables the colony to thrive in one of Africa's harshest environments. Despite the efficiency of their surveillance, some enemies are nearly impossible to defend against. Aerial predators exploit moments when the group disperses or wanders from burrows. Meerkats have one of the broadest vocal repertoires among small mammals, producing distinct calls depending on the threat. A sharp, repetitive squeal can send the colony underground in seconds. Still, even this system has limits. In the Kalahari sky, a dark silhouette cuts across the midday blue, the realm of eagles, solitary hunters circling planes for the slightest movement. Their eyes, 8 times sharper than humans, can spot a meerkat from over a kilometer away. Repeating the same hunting plan for millennia, the raptor rides thermal currents, scanning each sector, and when it detects prey, it folds its wings and dives, letting gravity do the work. A young meerkat lagging behind becomes an easy target. No warning can save it. The strike is swift and precise. Talons pierce the small body, lifting it effortlessly. Witnessing this routine, the rest of the group retreats underground. Meerkats do not chase predators or rescue companions. They wait for danger to pass. Eagles continue stalking from above. Snakes patrol the sand, and meerkats repeat their daily sequence, aware that each movement could be their last. As the sun dips below the horizon, the Kalahari savanna glows red, casting fire-like light on the cracked earth, while on rocky slopes, a warthog mother walks cautiously, with her piglet at her side. The warthog moves slowly, nose close to the ground, sniffing for any sign of danger, aware that safety is never guaranteed, even in the calmest hours. A few meters away, silence is broken by a dull crack in the shadows. A hyena advances, yellow eyes fixed on the mother and her young. It has no plan for a head-on attack, but hunger is constant and patience legendary. Using every patch of vegetation for cover, it draws closer, waiting for the mother to separate from her piglet. The warthog senses the predator and quickly guides her piglet towards safer ground where the rocky terrain hinders pursuit. Frustrated, the hyena steps back and crouches, abandoning the hunt for now. But it waits, patient and watchful. In the Kalahari, every attempt teaches a lesson in survival. The desert offers neither mercy nor reward. Under a scorching sun, The ground burns and the air distorts the horizon, yet beneath this harsh exterior, the Kalahari alternates between fleeting abundance and relentless drought. Wind blows fine sand into every crevice, blinding animals and covering tracks, while plants endure with minimal moisture. Some inhabitants have developed ingenious strategies. The Kalahari skink burrows beneath loose sand to escape predators and heat, lowering metabolism while humidity preserves it, and the honey badger, famed for ferocity, scavenges leftovers, even digging for small prey hidden underground. Cracked earth reveals the marks of ancient struggle, where resilience is law. During drought, the savanna becomes a battlefield. Elephants dig desperately in dry riverbeds. Weakened buffalo form fragile defensive circles, and antelopes approach watering holes with constant fear of predators or trampling. Scavengers lurk, knowing the frail fall first, and the struggle for water never ends. Tension grows with every day. The sounds of clashing horns, elephant bellows, and predators' whispers fill the air. Every drop of water is a fleeting victory, yet in this relentless land, scarcity is the true enemy. Exhaustion, desperation, and the fight to survive are inseparable, and those who endure must face new challenges. The Kalahari, seemingly an endless void of heat and dust, reveals fierce resilience at every turn. In this extreme place, where the sun is a relentless adversary and water is precious, survival is perpetual. The battle never ends, yet life persists against all odds.